If you're wondering how the new Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra compares to the previous Tab S10 Ultra, well, there's definitely a few things worth considering. So let's go ahead and get started. The S11 Ultra supports a micro SD card up to 2 terabytes now instead of 1.5. The S11 Ultra also has a slimmer and lighter design to it. It's only 5.1 millimeters thick versus 5.4 on the S10 Ultra. You'll also notice there's no spot on the back to charge the S Pen. It only connects there on the side. You'll also notice the new S Pen that comes with the S11 Ultra has been redesigned. Feels more like an actual number 2 wood pencil. The nice thing is you don't have to charge it anymore. The bad thing is it doesn't have the Bluetooth function like the previous S Pen to use as a remote for taking photos, that kind of thing. So it only attaches there on the side now instead of on the back, since you don't need to charge it. I will mention that you can use the newer S Pen on the older S10 Ultra. So you could do that if you just like the style of it a little bit better than the old version. One small change I did notice is they switched the power and volume buttons, so now it actually matches the Samsung phones. They both have a 14.6-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display with up to 120Hz refresh rate. The S11 Ultra is now a little bit brighter though, at 1600 nits peak brightness versus 920 for the S10 Ultra, so it should make things a little better for those of you that tend to go outside a little more often with your tablet. I actually feel like the colors are a little more natural on the older S10 Ultra. The newer one just seems to have too much red in my opinion. Obviously you probably wouldn't notice until you put them right next to each other. The S11 Ultra also has a slightly larger battery now at 11,600 milliamp hours compared to 11,200 milliamp hours in the S10 Ultra. I know when I ran my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, they both have 45 watt fast charging. The S11 Ultra lasted about 8 hours, which was pretty similar to the S10 Ultra, but again, it's got a brighter screen, so once you turn that down, it's gonna last a little longer than the S10 Ultra. The Tab S11 Ultra launches with Android 16, One UI 8, which does include some new Galaxy AI features, but obviously the S10 series is going to receive the One UI 8 later on as well. You'll also notice the pogo pins are now in a different location. Instead of on the bottom edge, it's there on the back now, which unfortunately means I can no longer use the Tab S10 Ultra keyboard case, so not sure what I'm going to do with that. The keyboard is just a little bit lighter gray color now as well. Now performance-wise, the S11 Ultra comes with a MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus processor, so definitely a nice upgrade over the Dimensity 9300 Plus that's in the S10 Ultra. In fact, it's about 24% faster CPU, 27% faster GPU, and 33% faster AI processing. So not a huge surprise, but the S11 Ultra definitely has some better performance than the S10 Ultra. The S10 and S11 Ultra have a quad speaker setup where it's got 2 speakers on each side with Dolby Atmos. I think both sound pretty good in person. I think the S11 Ultra might be a little bit louder, but here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of how they compare. Now the cameras have also changed a little bit on the S11 Ultra. It still has the dual camera setup on the back with a 13 megapixel wide angle and 8 megapixel ultra wide, just like the S10 Ultra. But there on the front, obviously it's a little bit different. Where the S10 Ultra had 2 front facing cameras with a 12 megapixel wide angle and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. Now the S11 Ultra comes with just one 12 megapixel ultra wide. Not a huge deal in my opinion, but they also both can shoot up to 4K resolution, 30 frames per second for video recording. Here's a few quick samples just to give you an idea of how they compare. So after comparing the main differences between these two, it's probably going to come down to personal preference. But I feel like if you already have the S10 Ultra, I'm not sure if it really makes a lot of sense switching to the S11 Ultra for most people, unless you're just really into tech stuff and you've always got to have the latest and greatest. I know for me personally, I kind of wish you could still use the older accessories on the new device, but unfortunately, it doesn't always happen that way. But if you like tablets, phones, and other tech, I know I've got some more tablets to compare to the S11 Ultra, plus a lot of other new stuff on the way, so you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.